when I was able to apply this into my real life, it was when my mom, when I was younger, when I was in high school, my mom came in crying, telling me that I was doing a bunch of like bad things. Um, but the way she told me was, since she's a psychologist and knows all this, she didn't come at me with like, "You're doing this, you're doing this." It was more like, "I know that you are doing this, this, and this. Why are you doing this? Is there any way that I can help you? Like, can we do something about it instead of just get me in trouble?" Um, we I grew up in my family using the I language. It was never like, "You hurt me," like, "You're mean," all that. It was always, "I feel that I'm being punished for something, something." So the I language is implicated a lot. Um, I was able to disclose my feelings, and she was able to disclose our feelings without ever yelling at each other. Um, I would like to say thank you for looking at my video on um, this article. Um, Again, I'm going to restate the thesis. Like it was saying that self dynamics uh, family is genetic, or is it not? Um, my closing is gonna be, if you ever feel like you're alone, you shouldn't feel like you're alone, because other people feel alone. Also, there's been times where I've also felt alone. Um, so even if you feel alone, know that there are other people that are gonna feel the exact same way. Thank you. Have you ever felt alone in a condensed room, or have you ever even felt like an outcast within your own family? Today I reviewed the article Loneliness in Families, Social Skills and Conflicts in Families. My name is Kaylin Lopez, and the thesis statement in this article: is it hereditary to be more of a non-social person, or is it not? In the article, it had a sample of 255 fathers, mothers, and adult children um, within the family dynamic. Um, the article findings were that there was a significant um, number of people within the family dynamic that didn't have proper self disclosure skills. Um, with that being said, there was a reported like greater number of people that reported their loneliness coming from their families. Um, the other main points that I felt were important throughout this article were the 37% and 48% of the participants um, explained uh, between 37 and 48% of our. Okay. The three main points that I felt were important in this article were that between 37% and 48% of the participants um, were. Okay. Can't do this. Three main points that I felt were important uh, were between 37 and 48% of the participants found that genetic factors were the main um, cause of their loneliness within the family. Another main point that I feel is important that I should bring up is that you if it is not modeled throughout someone's childhood, um, or is it not implemented on like a daily basis, then most likely the family conflict will be unsolvable. Family conflict can be more destructive. Um, it can also just make it even worse overall, and it will just keep on going without being stopped. Um, and it can go to really like high extents. Um, another main point um, is that self-disclosure, being able to disclose how your feelings are very important to be able to have conflict resolution within the household. Um, in my personal life, when I was able to talk things out with my mom, um, was like she came into my room crying, saying that I was doing all these bad things um, that she found out about, and since she's like a psychologist, like she knows not to come at me with like you did this, you did this. She came at me with like I'm feeling that you're going down the wrong path, and I would like to know why you're doing it. And we talked about the whys, and I told her that I I was doing it like for fun, like I'm doing it just like I just I don't know, it was just like a phase thing. Like I don't know, it just it happened, and I got over it. So um, I mean, I told her that like I'm a responsible adult and like that I'm gonna become like an adult